For decades, China's rise looked unstoppable. The factory of the world, running with a level of efficiency that felt almost superhuman. Cities that glowed at midnight, assembly lines that never rested, prices that dropped year after year until Western industries stopped trying to compete. It was the miracle of scale. Millions of workers, endless investment, and a government obsessed with growth. But every miracle hides a cost. And China's greatest strength, its ability to make everything cheaper, faster, bigger, has become the very thing dragging it down. Welcome to the financial timeline, where money, power, and history collide, and nothing is ever as simple as it looks. To understand China's spiral, we need to go back to 1978. Deng Xiaoping broke a sacred taboo. He told the nation that getting rich was not shameful, it was patriotic. Overnight, peasants became entrepreneurs. Fishing towns became factories multiplied so fast the world couldn't keep up. Foreign investors poured in. Japan, the US, Europe. Everyone wanted a piece of China's endless labor supply. The special economic zones were born, places where ideology took a back seat and profit ruled. Shenzhen exploded from a tiny village of 30,000 into one of the largest cities on Earth. The model worked too well. Every province wanted its own Shenzhen, every city wanted its own boom. So local governments cut taxes, cut land prices, cut regulations. Companies cut margins, cut wages, cut safety and quality. It was growth at any cost, a race to the bottom disguised as progress. Western consumers got their miracle. $5 T-shirt, 300 iPhones. The illusion of abundance without inflation, and China got rich. But beneath the surface, something dangerous was happening. Somewhere between the 10th new shopping mall and the 100th steel mill, the machine began to overheat. Local governments had borrowed heavily to build factories, and needed more factories to pay back the loans. So they built even more. By 2015, China's steel capacity was larger than the rest of the world combined. Factories produced goods faster than global demand could absorb them. Prices didn't fall because of innovation. They fell because of desperation. And that's when a new word entered the economic vocabulary. Involution. Not people working harder for less, but entire industries producing more for less. Solar panels, electric vehicles, batteries. Dozens of firms all making the same product, all cutting prices, all terrified of slowing down. Competition stopped being about innovation. It became about survival. Factories didn't slow down when profits disappeared. They sped up hoping volume would save them. It didn't. Margins vanished. Wages stalled. Inventories piled up. Solar panels sold below cost. Electric vehicles filled empty parking lots. Record exports, yet industrial profits fell more than 20% in 2024. China was producing more than ever, and earning less from all of it. That's not efficiency. That's capitalism eating itself. But here's the twist. Some of this isn't a mistake. It's strategy. China has mastered weaponized efficiencies, using low prices to eliminate global competitors, flood the market, undercut everyone, force rivals out of business. Once global supply chains depend on China, Beijing gains control. This worked for steel, for rare earth metals. But now, it's being used for the industries of the future. Solar, batteries, electric vehicles. The scale is unprecedented, and the cost is enormous, because domination built on losses isn't victory, it's delayed collapse. China's economy is not a free market. It's a political machine. Local governments need factories running to service their debts. Banks need factories borrowing to justify their balance sheets. The central government needs growth to maintain legitimacy. So the system keeps moving, even if it's moving in circles. When prices fall, produce more. When demand stalls, subsidize more. When profits collapse, expand more. More output equals more stability, until it doesn't. Cheap Chinese goods once felt like a gift to the world. But now, that same abundance exports deflation, weakening Western industries and choking emerging markets. China suppresses global inflation, by suppressing its own prosperity, and the world becomes dependent on a country trapped in its own cycle. China didn't invent this pattern. Britain's coal industry, Japan's miracle economy in the 1980s. Rome esse agrine. Surplus. Every empire that perfects efficiency eventually faces the same crisis. Can it stop optimizing long enough to survive? China's biggest problem isn't too little productivity. It's too much. An economy that can flood the world with goods, but can't generate enough demand to make it profitable. An empire that mastered efficiency, but lost its balance. Involution, on an industrial scale, because when a system optimizes everything except sustainability, the only thing left to destroy is itself. If this gave you a new perspective, hit subscribe. History has the answers, and I'll show you where to look.